Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for my review of AMAIM Warrior at the Borderline, episode 16, Fierce Battle. Not a ton happened in this episode, so this is mostly going to be my thoughts. We start off with a very somber moment with Shion, but Amu is still being distant to her. We get to see some infighting between the different factions, Eurasia versus North America, which is kind of a nice change of pace, and Brad Watt looks like he's going to be piloting a new version of the Ghost. We have another scene where it's looking like Amu is having more trouble sort of eating food. He's like throwing up, and they show some food packs next to him. And Tezuka is sort of creeping on him and is concerned about what's going on. So they finish up the Ghost for this fight, but it's not fully finished, and the legs aren't fully functional, so the Gundam pandering is very, very real in this episode. And I also cannot believe that Ghost is not an acronym for something. The creators of Gundam Seed are rolling in their graves. Anyway, the North American military fight the Eurasian military, and Ghost is basically running house. Alexei from Eurasia and Watt have like a dick waving contest, which the Ghost wins, but Brad pushes the Ghost to the limit, so they kind of let Alexei and some of the Eurasian troops escape. And Alexei basically comes to this conclusion that North America is going to be the dominant force, you know, with this new technology. USA, USA. And then Yadagrusu finally gets to their new fireworks factory, their new base, and Shion and Tezuka confront Amu about what happened to him and kind of why he's being so distant, and then the episode ends. So I really didn't enjoy the first half of the episode. It wasn't bad, it was just kind of boring. I mean, I get they want to show how everyone has changed, but the very slow-paced, somber moments just seemed out of place, especially after the faster pace of the last 2 episodes of this season. I think things really picked up in the latter half of the episode by really focusing on the strengths of the show. First, I really liked how they focused on the fighting outside of the Japanese rebels amongst the different factors taking over Japan, and then even the infighting within the North American faction itself. Second, I liked how they explained how kind of certain fighters were able to take advantage of the environmental factors to get an advantage. Third, I really liked how the updated Ghost sort of uses the best parts of human ingenuity and artificial intelligence to be an all-around better unit, which I think is the most interesting aspect of this show. I know that other shows have addressed this, you know, Gundam Wing and lots of other more recent shows, but it seems a little bit more relevant today just because we have a much more realistic idea of how artificial intelligence could realistically be used in the world, and I think it just makes it more interesting. I'm making a lot of Gundam Wing comparisons today, but I'm getting major Treize vibes from Alexei. Just this entire kind of nature of war and him sort of wanting to, you know, stand on the front lines and challenging Brad to the, you know, sword duel and stuff like that kind of reminds me of sort of the rivalry between Treize and Wu Fei. And I really enjoyed the last third of the episode where, again, the show is sort of being more of a modern Gundam Wing where the super AI is presented in a more believable way and the concept is a little bit more socially relevant. I'm wondering how long they're going to keep this big reveal going about what happened to Amu. It seems kind of like the next episode may give us at least a little bit of it. Seems like they're hinting at some, you know, secret organization and some event that, you know, happened to him over the last 8 months. The episode was all over the place, but as a whole, I'd say I didn't like it as much as episode 15, but I liked it a little bit more than episode 14. Probably, you know, maybe 6 out of 10. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe, and if you didn't, tell me about it in the comments. I do anime reviews on Mondays and figure reviews on Fridays, plus some Wednesdays. Anyway, thanks so much, and keep collecting.